Here's the crack.
Should we talk about him?
What?
Should we just talk about him? You can introduce it there.
You go.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Here's the Crack podcast. We're one short today. Ross had to go get a rectum examination. He's having issues in the Get out of the fucking shot. Get out. Put your asshole away.
Put that away, you boy. Get out. What about the whole Simple Simon and fucking your boy Luke thing? Is it Luke you call him? Have you seen this on TikTok?
Yeah.
He's like suing him because he like made a like chant basically calling him a pedo. Like.
Who's Luke?
Simple Suman.
You know your boy, the ginger one? He's like
Oh, he's proper like
Cal the Dragon. The boy goes,
Yeah.
get out.
yeah.
Him, get it.
Oh, he made a chant then.
Yeah.
Simple Simon did.
No, your boy Luke did, like, and they were chanting at this nightclub, and like Simple Simon's like, I'm getting my lawyers involved.
Oh, is that
And I
whenever
see
he
to
had the
stop
daughter
this.
and all out?
I don't know.
He done a video the other week and he brought the daughter out the front of like Asda or something, and he was like, how do you feel about this? And his daughter was like talking about it now, and she was like, oh, it's really affected me in school now.
What's that about? Like, why did they have to be in front of like a shop?
Don't know.
Just to show us the
Like,
legitimacy.
why
Like.
can't you do that in the comfort of your own home instead of just being like,
It's not legit then, it could be deep fake like.
it could be fake. I'll have to stand in front of my local Asda. Imagine working on it and just being like, fuck, here they are again. Like,
Simple
what
Simon
is he
cunts
doing now?
every day they're out here recording a video like.
And outside Poundland and all, like, you're just like, I'm just trying to do my job, like, I don't want this. What the fuck's wrong with you?
You alright?
Hello?
Your bum sore?
He doesn't know what to do now because he didn't introduce the podcast.
How's it going, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Here's the Crack podcast.
It's already been done now.
Coming to you hard, coming to you fast, like Tommy's drives yesterday on the fairway.
I see what you're
There we go.
Yeah.
Not like McIlroy's anyway, the bastard.
Where's he at? Nowhere to be
Useless.
seen.
Didn't make the cut.
telling you.
McIlroy was favourite for the Masters, 7-1 favourite, which is mental
So
for a
Hometown
golf.
hero.
And
You
he didn't even
hey,
make the cut.
disgraceful like.
You want to hear them the other night? I was like, oh, I've backed McIlroy here. Like, you know, he's 1 or 2 over, but like I think he could come back tomorrow. And the odds had won out to what was it, 16-1?
You get him at sevens.
I got him at 7. One before the tournament started, and then he went out to like 16-1.
Bla-
And Shane and Ryan were like, lump on him, hey.
That's
They're
the time you
big,
lump
they're
on,
some
hey,
odds.
Ola.
He goes out and he shoots like 5 over in the next day.
But
And
he
I
could
was
go out
thinking,
and shoot 500
He's
the
out.
next day. I know, but he could have like.
he could
It
have,
could have
but he
happened, like.
didn't.
I was
And
actually-
And it'll be a
money
different
in my
story
pocket.
today, and you'd be like, lads, thanks so much
I
for
was-
telling me to do that.
Oh,
I'm so
yeah.
glad.
I
you
was
did
actually
that."
thinking about this today. What has our lives become?
What do you
We're
mean?
like we're tucked up watching the golf.
We're adults.
Go
Mature
golfing
man.
ourselves.
There's just an otter on this chair.
Me and Thomas went for a
What she
wee,
gave me a fade at.
me
You
and
know,
Thomas
it's
went for a wee
not
round of golf ourselves there a week ago. I just was like, this is a glimpse into later life.
This is last
Me and
time.
him were just out.
Be like 20 years down the night, and you'd be feeling the back pain from all the golfing.
Like, oh, gee. He was work this week. Oh, boys. Not long now till we're retired. Yeah. How did his for anybody tuning in? We had a wee suit fitting this morning for my wedding.
Yes, sir.
The boys were looking snazzy. Boys were looking well. Fitted suits.
Fitted me up.
Yeah. The guy was like,
He's
them
touched
boys
me
are
in all
yummy.
the right
I
places.
said,
like.
oh, yeah.
Running his hand up my head and all.
Shay was like,
Tell me more.
Shay was like, you know what I find really annoying about like going for things like that is that you see the changing rooms, right? I love a good changing room with like just a closed door. But you see them curtains, there's always a wee bit open. Like I walked
Yeah.
around the corner and seen you in your boxers earlier on and was like, oh,
Yeah.
Spying on
I
me.
normally people would pay for this.
Do
Do
you
you
ever
know
take
what I
your
mean?
boxers off in the change room?
Why would I do that?
Just for fun, like, just for the thrill of it.
If you're trying on swimming shorts, like.
Do you? Oh,
Do you?
oh my god.
Why'd you
Oh. No, but that's just what I thought. Mate, people probably do that.
You
Like,
wouldn't be surprised.
I'll definitely be trying on swimming shorts now. Like.
That's mad. Yeah.
Oh, there definitely is people do that. Like.
Yeah.
Do you not try on boxers before you buy them?
Yeah, obviously.
That's the
I have to.
You have to go in.
I wear them around the shopping
Get
centre
the
and all for
Calvin
an
Klein
hour too.
box open. Try them
That
on.
would pick the white ones. Big skids.
yeah. No, there was a wee bit of curtain open and I was like, oh, I hate these changing
Checking
rooms.
me out.
Yeah. I just walked around the corner and
You open the curtain. Don't
wee peep show.
Yeah, cameras on the
There
fucking
he is.
showrooms.
But
You dirty
yeah, I
bastard.
always get really insecure because like no matter how much you close it, you never get the right close,
No.
and there's always a gap, and you're like, right, well, if you want to
Just
look,
Why can't I just put doors on? Like,
I
it's
know.
just got curtains and shit. Like.
probably people feel like anxious or something, getting locked in or whatever.
Don't fucking go.
Claustrophobic. You know what I mean? Don't know. But yeah, how did you find your suit fitting?
It's good.
Are you excited for
Good
your
luck,
wedding?
No.
No.
I'm not. It's fucking
Every time, like
stressing me out,
as
like.
we're getting to like, I don't know what you could call it, the last like home
Apex.
run, the apex of my wedding. I'm like constantly
Apex.
looking at Tommy. I'm like, this is all to come, and he's like, I know,
No thanks.
I know. It's even things like cakes.
Yeah.
Like me and you had a 25-minute discussion on cakes the other day. What is our lives?
Why you say cakes is so
What
funny?
is this?
Cake.
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 Can I get a cake?
How did you find getting out of Ballymena?
What, the
I was
single
I was
lady?
driving up here after you left my house.
rough part of Ballymena. We were driving through and we were like, we're not going to make it through.
I know what part you were talking about. I know what part you're talking about
rough,
because there's a bit where I was driving through and the roundabout is an absolute bollocks. Like you just have to proper put it into second and just go at hoping pray.
That was not the right
But
about you,
like-
suck it.
What about you by beeping at me?
On a contact.
Road
Huh?
rage, like.
Literally,
Play
like,
B-boy.
We're around.
What was his plate?
We're at that roundabout just up from, is it McDomino's and all?
Yeah.
Like coming out from yours.
Oh,
and this guy, like, there was not one chance I had to get out.
It's literally cars coming from
And like
right
literally
constantly.
the first chance for me to go, your
Yeah.
buddy fucking thumped on the horn behind me.
But
And
they're
I was
bees
like-
boys. They're bees boys. I think I said this to you
He's
earlier
about to
on.
get out, like, roll up.
He was raging. He's like a
Yeah.
fucking bastard.
I
He's
know.
like, I'm gonna
He-
get out and
You know
get
where
out.
I'm from?
He's like, where is he?
Where is he?
Fucking-
Tommy, follow him.
They've done it, man.
They're bees boys. Like actually, like I've been in the car with people in particular, and like they'll actually like if they see someone pull out, they'll speed up just to have road rage. You're like, what are you doing?
Just so
Like
they
if
can
I
take the
see
horn
someone
off.
pull out in front of me, I'm like, do you know what? What's this going to cost me?
What
10
odds?
10 seconds of my life.
And then near crashed on the motorway on the way home.
Did you?
Somebody just pulled out in front of me when I was changing lanes.
Oh no.
Dickhead.
Oh no. But anyway, speaking
Guinness.
of dodgy driving, I got this.
Why
I don't really know
Why?
if you could
Are we going driving off
drink
this?
dodgy driving. No, we're not driving. Got a nitro surge.
Don't condone
I got a nitro surge.
You could have been like, speaking of dangerous driving,
Speaking of dangerous
speaking
driving,
of
let's have
nitrous,
some drink.
speaking of Fast and Furious, we've
Done.
got a nitro surge.
We got a nitro surge. It comes with this wee squeaky cleaner. You see this?
Oh my god.
There's not wee bits of poo in that.
How did you know?
Yeah.
For the visual viewers, you'll see. I got a nitro surge. Do you know? I've been harping out about this for a while.
I see what you
can't
did there,
speak.
Harp, because beer.
Ew.
Hey!
Because the harp.
Come on, there, boys!
I've been
You're so
harping on about
clever.
this for a while because I was like, what is the actual, like, what's the need? What's the need? What's the want? And now I actually tried it last night. It's good, like, it's good. Pouring pints in your own home's so wholesome. So I thought I'd bring it today and let you try it out and let you see what you think. You don't really drink Guinness, Shay?
I do, I'd just rather Smithwick's.
Yeah.
You know, it smells.
So,
Good
I feel like these were a big thing
Yeah.
during lockdown,
Yeah.
and that one really, it sort of died off. And
It's-
now
it's
I've seen
literally-
a few wee things pop up about them.
It's literally just to pour pints at your own home.
Are
And
they
it's
cold?
nice. Yeah, they're cool.
Have you seen the thing you can get the proper like tilts it and all? It's like a proper wee standy thing, like a nitro surger. Do you open it?
Did you know back in the day, before maybe the Guinness Guru might have said this on our podcast back then, but the English didn't have taps over in England, so this is how this all started.
Right.
So
Explain what you're doing here for people who are listening.
So for those watching, I've only got this last night, right? So you get the actual nitro surge cans, right? You pop this boy in the top, make sure that's all like secure, and then there's this wee handy button.
Right.
Press it once,
Looks like a Dalek.
the harp lights up, right?
Did it light up there?
You're ready. You're ready to rock and roll. So you grab your glass and tilt your glass at a 45-degree angle. Now there will be people on like, that's no idea. I don't care. I'm just gonna do it the way I think,
You tell them.
and then you begin the pour.
Do you know what I think?
So she's squirting out there.
The issue here is, right,
She's flat out.
this is great if you're on your own in the house, but whenever you're doing three of them,
Oh, no. We
and you
try-
have
we
to
should
take
try-
that off.
We should do one each and see who's the best looking one. Though.
So this is to my knowledge.
It doesn't look too good, hey.
I know, but wait.
You could have got a bit of
I
that.
thought it would have made noise or something.
Probably need to like.
Does it not like vibrate or anything?
No, it doesn't. Why would it vibrate?
I don't really. What's the surginess like? You can
Right,
sort of
okay.
hear that a bit.
I know you need to let it sit for 60 seconds.
1,
We didn't
2,
really think this through, having to do 3 of them.
3.
Like.
So how was your week? So some head on it.
How
like.
would you rate it? Like compared to a pint?
I'm
So you had a pint last.
I'm going to be honest with
night.
you. I feel a bit under pressure here, right?
Is
I
this
feel
gonna
like I
be
need
shit?
no, because you know what people are like on
That looks
comment
warm.
section.
Big head, not hey.
I know, hey, but like yours.
Excuse me.
Do not joke about
How
me.
would you rate it?
Last
After
night's
night?
pint was nice. I've had worse in pubs.
Yeah.
I'm not. That's being honest.
But you've had better in pubs then?
Yeah, I've had better in pubs. But like, it's the state of
If you
mind.
were rating it out of 10, what would you rate it like?
I'd rate it a solid 7 or 8.
A 7 or 8.
Like,
High,
to be honest with you, like it's that type of thing where if you're sitting at home and you think, "Oh God, I love a pint," but you don't want to go out, like pints are £6. There's a cost of living crisis on at the minute.
It's just
Six cans for 12.
Stop it now.
6 cans for £12. So £2 a pint. Right, I think that's it well enough settled. So what you do now is you have to tilt the can like, hold on.
There's nothing coming out there.
Juice is coming out the back of it.
Oh,
Oh, you
Jesus,
fucking
eh?
Oh, gee. Throw it out. Throw it out. Oh my god.
Not,
The plop. I don't know, that head's a bit brown looking. Oh. No, he's getting ballsy. It's
Oh,
gonna
it's
spill.
over.
Ah,
It's
you
over.
thought you had it. You thought you're like you were so confident there going into that.
Oh no.
Ice cream.
Look at the domage. I'm just whipping
Is
out
it
sentences.
thick, though? Like, is it
Boys!
thick?
Is she thick?
You're gonna spill this everywhere now.
Do you know it's illegal to sell a pint in a pub that's
I think
Less
you
than
need to go and
95%.
Get yourself a wee towel or something.
95% alcohol, and if the head's less than more than 5%?
I mean, I'm not a bartender.
I can see that.
Clearly, fuck me.
I just slop the plate. I love, yeah. Oh yeah, Brona's good.
If
fucking
it
pal, like.
was one of us doing this, making this nice,
I know.
wouldn't be going down.
Yeah,
so
we'd be
well.
getting the eyes. Why are you
Why
scraping
you
it
do
off?
what?
Now you have to clean it again.
Wasting a nice clean plate for no reason.
I hope you're gonna watch that.
Fucking better.
He's panicking now. He's all under flustered. Oh, I'm gonna lose my job.
Brona's gonna kick your fucking.
at
What?
that.
Don't give
There
that
you
to
go.
me. That's yours. I'll pour my own.
Can you give me it?
I'm not having that.
Clean
shit.
it for fuck's sake.
Let's go. Tommy's attempt at pouring a
I'm pouring
Guinness
my pint now. so
Nitro
I'm
Surge.
The multitasking is proving difficult.
So you pop the top up.
Oh.
Oh, domage. Make sure that the pour bit is 45 degrees on the can. No. I think the cans are press it if it
Well, the side lights up too.
45 degrees. Oh, we're pouring. Diddlin, 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 diddlin,
You used to
diddlin.
work in a bar,
Did you? Oh,
so it's better.
we should be good at this.
one.
No, to be fair, my attempt was a lot better last night, but I'm under pressure here.
Oh, I could see the sweat dripping off you.
have to let it sit.
Yeah.
How much are you supposed to fill up?
You're supposed to fill it to pretty much like close to the top, like how you would a normal pint. What do you? But
To
you
the
need
heart.
to twist the. You need to pull the can up a wee bit more. Yeah. Look at that there.
You the fucking shakes. Here. It's just like.
Oh, that actually looks good, man.
Ah,
Look at it
yeah.
falling, hey.
Pro. Hey,
That's
pro.
good. Well done.
Got you to shame there.
Look at that.
Look at that.
You know, mate.
Oh, don't
This better
It's like the
finish.
odds.
spare
Need
me.
a good finish.
Finish strong, not finish long. I'll give it the
Finish.
whole 60 seconds.
This looks good.
His looks a
It
bit
does
wider
look
than
good.
yours.
It looks good.
I think that's down
I
to
don't
the
think
tin.
you had that on.
No, maybe I didn't. Maybe I was oxygenizing it more.
Yeah, see the way that's way wider. That's like brown.
Like that light, but I don't know if you got this on.
That was
Oh,
tasty.
damn,
That was well done.
There's
That
still a wee bit in that, but
why don't you finish it?
because I don't want to spill.
You're
it
feared.
anywhere.
Go on.
Go on by.
Be a pussy. That's perfect.
Oh my
Oh,
day.
he's bouncing now.
I don't know about the bubbles
Well
at the
done,
top of it though.
hey. Yeah,
like,
I know,
like the
but-
bubble. Have you had yours?
No, I haven't drunk mine
I
yet.
think
You
yours
pouring
gone
on?
stale, eh? Yeah, give me.
Look at mine. Hey, mine looks sexy.
If I got that at a bar,
Open it.
you'd be.
What are you doing?
Do you open it first?
Yes. No, you don't. No, just leave it closed and pour it. That'll work, sure.
I thought this might open it for you.
He made a dick out of you. Hey,
Flip me.
get right.
Maybe you needed to shake it. Now what?
Just pour it.
Why just give me the shit glass?
Ross,
These
give
are
you
all
that.
nice ones. Just pour it. You need to turn it on, do you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
press the button at the back
Press
and
the on
it'll
button.
light up.
This is approximate. Get a ruler out.
You're an architect, so you should have these degrees on point now.
I know my
Flip,
45
there's
degrees.
no scare.
You said about me shaking. Holy fuck, the flash pouring a fucking can of Guinness here.
There's no scaring him, mate.
You've done this before.
The freshers on. Oh,
Oh, he's confident.
Going up a wee bit.
Flip him slosh all over the glass, why don't you?
that is creamy.
That is.
Holy fuck.
Well done, Shay.
She's bouncing, hey.
Well done.
She's like an avalanche. Does it last though? Like whenever you had one last night, like,
Yeah,
does it
honestly, like,
nice
I'll
the
show,
whole way
I'll show
through,
you the
or-
photo last night of
You were
mine.
all like, that's how it was fucking.
Like that was
super
a
creamy.
photo of mine last night.
Doesn't look bad, like.
Yeah, looks good. Look.
It's nice,
It's
huh?
the bubbles at the top.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
That should be you, Shay.
Is that 60 seconds?
That
Don't think it is.
yours is looking good.
I have to do something fancy.
We cocking balls.
That'll do. That'll do.
It's gonna go on the carpet.
It's gonna go on the carpet.
Please don't. Please.
Landlord says
I'm confident.
deposit back, thanks.
Yeah,
Bruno says I'm going
Yeah.
to cut off your balls.
put that away. It's alright.
You're gonna spill that, eh? Right.
It's fine.
We'll wait for Shez to settle and then we will judge.
Yeah, mine's rubbish, I already know I've lost.
How did that happen? Like?
Don't know. I think I just
The head-
I think I just panicked.
Where did it all go wrong?
Instead of talking, I should have just done it. Like, you know what I mean? Talk too much.
I wonder, does it take a few?
I got the old tulip glass. The old boys will say she's the best glass we're pouring a pint.
Fair enough. But
Yours looks the best in terms of the head. Some head not.
I ain't telling you, you'll be staying. You won't be heading anywhere.
we have just spent
So-
about 20 minutes pouring
We're
pints.
obviously gonna cut some of this out. But
Aye, you fucking,
Aye.
fucking cut it out.
Good
Don't worry.
man.
Aye, you
Good
just
man
fuck about
yourself,
that.
Shay. But anyway,
right, well, don't know. Let's have a look here.
I think mine's ready now after drink.
okay.
That's obviously me. Like fuck me. No
So
thanks.
for those of you listening, we've poured 3 pints. Head on over to our YouTube channel if you are listening to this, because
What's wrong with that glass?
if you're in the car, you're probably don't go on YouTube in your car, but when you're in the seat, pull over on the hard shoulder and whip
Do
it up
it,
there. For those listening, we've poured 3 pints using the Guinness Nitro Surge. Tommy's at the minute looks the best.
Oh, that's like
That
marshmallow.
is good.
That's decent. No.
That is good.
See?
There's good domage, as the Guinness people would say.
It's hard to tell. You can't see through
Mine
the
looks
glass.
like trash.
See, when you look at it from the bulb, I need to use this fucking when you look
You're
at
not
it,
even playing.
when you look at it, the bubbles make you think it's like, you know, when you get pints and they're like not thick,
Aye,
your head's
watery.
not like thick, it's watery, but
Yeah.
it's actually not. Look at that. I'm trying to show it off here without spelling it.
Fuck, I touched there and my fingers bounced off it. Like.
It's like a fucking
Well,
shot.
I'll do is
marshmallow,
right
like.
now.
Shampoo.
We're gonna do something new on the pod.
What
What I'll
about
do
it?
is now I'll video
Right.
and then I'll airdrop it to Shay and he can add this in. So in detail, show me your dome.
This is mine. I think Shay's probably won this though. Holy fuck. Oh, spillage.
I'll clear the whole head. Right, go. You're fucking.
Show your own. Show them yours now.
You're drunk. Go home.
Look at that state of that. Fucking hell.
That's fucking ridiculous. Man.
Right.
Nice camera angle there, Dad. In.
Bottoms up.
Taste test.
Here, let's go.
Cheers, lads.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh God.
Shay's already drank his.
I haven't. I've just touched the tip.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Get that ASMR.
Holy fuck. You don't have to drink it all in one go. What do you think?
I will say.
That's not great.
It needs to be colder, I think.
I think
too
it needs to
warm.
be colder, yeah. It's been in my boot, fair play. And then freezer for the setting up of this pod.
That's a wee bit sour.
I don't think it's bad.
Would you agree with me after trying the Nitro Surge that you've had better in a pub, but you've also had way worse in a pub?
I think if it was colder, I would think
Yeah.
it was a good pint.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't be mad at that. I've had worse.
It's far too warm.
It's just too warm.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
But good investment, like 20 quid.
I'd probably give it, if 6 is the average,
Yeah.
maybe a 7.
So if you're listening to this right now,
7 maybe.
go and give it a try if you haven't already. The nitro surge, it's fun. It's fun for all the family.
I think, like you
unless
said,
you're under 18.
if you like Nick Guinness,
Yeah.
you can't afford to go to the pub because it's dear as fuck now.
Yeah.
Get one.
But anyway,
Treat yourself.
that's
Treat yourself.
But yeah, moving on, guys. We're gonna talk about AI. So, did you look into anything, or we'll just sort of do it live? In the
No,
pod?
like, to be honest with you, the whole AI thing came up this week because Google have released their own AI. Is that right?
Is that happening?
Yeah, I think Google
Nice.
have come out with their own AI. What's it called? It's a weird name. Google AI. They've done it really weirdly. Bard. That's what it's called. Bard. BARD.
Why?
Don't know. So
weird.
like, what?
Why was it not like G? Yeah.
Are you freaked out by it? Are
I
you
think-
freaked
I
out by
think,
AI?
Like, the more you look into it, the more you're like, fuck, like this could be bad. I think even like in the job that I'm in, I'm sort of like
So what is it like? What is it you do?
marketing. Like, so I do marketing, like run like Facebook and ads and stuff, like digital ads, like Facebook, Google, etc. And it's like, but then it's, I don't know, it's in terms of like setting stuff up or stuff,
Yeah.
and like, but then optimizations. I think if AI gets to the stage where AI can optimize campaigns and all, it's like,
Yeah. I know for like
it's a hard one. But then like Facebook, for example, is talking, like, apparently they're working on like an ad, like a AI that can generate ad creatives.
right.
So that's gonna put like graphic designers out of jobs, like
Yeah.
videographers out of jobs.
Yeah.
Like so many, like how many videographers, photographers
Yeah.
do like product photography, you know?
Yeah, I know we had a look into it the other week, and I know a couple of other like companies and stuff who I'd have friends and whatnot, and they say they're using them for blogs. So like on a site, if you're like a retailer, say you're selling like, I don't know, like cars or anything like sports wise, and people put out them like sort of blog style content with like a lot of like SEO, like enriched words. Then apparently if you put in like ChatGPT would be one of them, where they basically were like, can you write a blog about, I don't know, a 4-wheel drive car, enriching it with SEO, and it was just able to like spit out like about like the 5 best things about a 4-wheel drive car, and it was able to just go bosh and write like a complete and utter like word for word like the language. We have a guy that we work with, and he's sort of like a copywriter, so really good in like sentence construction, and he was like, this is flawless. This is literally flawless. Like,
But you
I
think it's going to be a matter of putting people out of work, or just using another tool to benefit them? Like,
well,
because back in the day, obviously, the likes of people who wrote on paper, like say for example, my industry, where like you're an architect and people draw on like pages. Used to draw on pages with a pen.
Yeah.
And then computers came along.
Yeah.
And then guys were not put out of work, but they just moved on to the next thing. Like, and it made things so much quicker. Like,
yeah.
whereas I feel like AI might just be another tool for people to use.
I don't know if it's at the point yet where it could take over jobs, but I definitely think it's at the point now where it could minimize a team.
Yeah.
So like, putting it, not to scare anybody, but if you're in a team of say 6 people whose job is to write content, I would say using AI, you could probably bring that team down to a team of 2, even one. You know what I mean? You just need someone to manage it.
Someone to, like, it's even like we were doing titles for podcasts, and you were like, oh, what should we call this podcast? I went on the ChatGPT, and it generated 20 titles in like 2 minutes. So.
Yeah.
Like, it was so quick, and I was just copy and pasting them in the chat.
Yeah.
But it's mental. Like, it's I think it's at the stage where like it's more of like people using it to assist them with their jobs. Like it's not flawless. Like, you still need to make changes, but it's pretty close to being there. Like, but then at the same time, it's like business trusting it in terms of like doing that job.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, I think you need to have a business that is open minded in terms of like
using it,
and then it'll definitely, but like it's gonna happen everywhere. Like, even like you think of shops, the fucking checkouts. I think it's only a matter of time before you go into a shop and there's someone working on the till.
Yeah.
There's no one working on the thing.
The thing is though, like, it annoys me whenever you go into the Spar, is a big one, like, or Euro Spar or whatever.
Yeah.
You go in the self checkout, or even like scenes, like, you're like, do you know what I mean? You look at how many when you went in with your man, dad, whenever you were like 5 or whatever, there was just checkouts upon checkouts, whereas now it's mostly automated. Like, you're cutting that team down from like maybe 8 checkers to like 1 person managing, because at the end of the day you're always going to get human error in terms of like me scanning a bottle of, you know, me buying them nitro surges. There it's like, oh no, you need to be over 18. There's someone needs to be there to check it out. So I don't know, like, this argument that people are like, oh, it's going to take over everybody's job. It's going to take over probably most, but not all.
Yeah, there still need to be like people there to help run things. So I've looked up an article, and it's from Business Insiders, and it's ChatGPT may be coming for our jobs. Here are the 10 roles that AI is most likely to replace. So we have tech jobs, so coders, computer programmers, software engineers, and data analysts. Coding and computer programming are in demand skill, but it's possible that ChatGPT and similar AI tools may fill in some of the gaps in the near future.
I feel like it's more jobs that are computer based that you're maybe having.
And just imagining someone developing like an AI and then someone being like, you dick, you've put us out of job.
Well, some guy was asked about it, and this is a good like sort of quote. He goes, in terms of jobs, I think it's primarily an enhancer than full replacement of jobs. Coding and programming is a good example of that. I actually can write code quite well. And then the next one's media jobs, so advertising, content creation, technical writing, journalism.
Shit. Boys, it's not looking good for Tommy and Ross.
Analysing and interpreting vast amounts of language-based data and information is a skill that you'd expect generative AI technologies to ramp up on. It's just like there's a ton of human judgment that goes into each of these occupations though as well. Like, that's a good point. Like, it's like, I think it's going to be more of a like an enhancer than like, it's going to be more of a like you use it to help you do a quicker job. But I don't think it's going to be like, I'm trying to think it in terms of my job, in terms of like how it would replace it. And you're like, I can see some things that you do that, like, for example, like copywriting, like, but at the same time you still need someone to go in and input the information in the GPT, etc.
It's not going to talk to your clients either though, like,
yeah, well,
know,
things like
that's
that,
also,
like there's, you know, you're always going to need humans, like people that are
Interaction,
but like
The big one that I think me and you had this conversation was if you had it in uni. Oh,
but there's people getting
goodness.
yeah, like I've read an article there. The BBC posted an article. I think it was University of West England. They basically warned students. It comes after a former University of Bristol student experimented with ChatGPT bot and got a 2-2 on one of his old essay questions. He got 65%, and it took 2 weeks. I got 65%, and it took 2 weeks when I did it. ChatGPT was 12 marks off and did it in one night. Said Peter, whatever. ChatGPT, with which reacts to users in a conversational way, provides convincingly human responses to questions using information from the internet. So he did it himself and got 65%. He used ChatGPT and got 53%. So the reason why he got 53% was because he didn't prompt it to use in-text referencing, which now it's learned to do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Like, could you not ask it the reference?
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Would that be plagiarized then?
No. Because
it's referencing.
So if you go on and do your research, like you have to think like AI is basically like a human.
Yeah.
So you say to AI, write me a text, like say for whenever we were at uni for marketing, write me a text on how consumers behave in a retail environment using Harvard referencing.
Yeah.
So AI will go and look for references from like text online, and then they'll actually like, in theory, it should quote it like a Harvard reference and then do the Harvard reference appendix at the end. So that you have to prompt it to do that, if that makes sense. It's the same thing like if you were an SEO copywriter, you would need to say, you know, write me a text on 5 best things about these football boots. Or you could say, write me 5 best things about these football boots and ensure the text is SEO enriched.
But that's the thing as well, is like there's always going to need to be someone to put that information in. Like there's always going to be there's always going to have to be someone to do that, and then they have to publish it or do whatever it is. Like
before the
do you know
AI
what
can
I mean?
actually
Like,
research it.
Yeah, but like if thinking of it in terms of like a uni like assignment, like even if you went in and you were like, get me 30 references in relation to this, you could just like use them. It would save you so much time. Like,
because that's the thing, a big one. I think it was Irish universities are now saying they're basically going to go back to, obviously during the pandemic we did a bunch of stuff online, and a lot of people were saying like it improved like student mental health, because like I'm not going to lie, like see whenever I went into the lecture hall to do an exam, like I had like proper, like I was panicking, like I hated it. Like, and it was not good for me, like, mentally. Whereas, like, doing stuff at home was far better, because, like, you could actually prepare for it, and I could actually, like, I believe people are intelligent in different ways. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, like, if you're in a workplace and you're, like, being challenged on something, it's now okay to say, here, I don't have an answer for that, but let me go find it and come back to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's a sign to me of intelligence. Whereas, like, whenever we were in like Belfast Met and lumped into them big halls, it was like, you have to remember this off the top of your head. That's not natural. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe that's natural anyway. I believe that there's some things where, like, the likes of if you're a doctor or a nurse or whatever, where you need to be reactive on the spot and learn from, like, utilize the things that you've learned. Like, oh my god, this patient's come in and has whatever, like appendix or whatever. It's
an emergency situation.
It's an emergency situation, then 100%. But there's different strokes for different folks. And like, I think Irish universities have basically come out and said, we're going to stop this whole like at home examination and bring it back to in hall. Yeah. Which I would be scared about. Do you know what I mean? But like, you have a point. Like, you could turn around, instead of looking for, like, how long did we take freaking searching for references?
It's so time consuming.
Do you think that's, I don't see why that's unfair to use ChatGPT, because like that time you're using isn't like benefiting you in any way.
Yeah.
Like, you're actually benefiting yourself by saving you the time you're wasting, like looking through crap. Yeah. It's actually cutting the shit and getting you to the main points you actually need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It enables you, like.
Yeah, it's not,
But I do think, you know,
it's probably teachers just being dicks.
If you're a copywriter, you probably do have a right to be worried.
They're marketing it and probably getting all the same sort of answers, like.
Yeah.
Did you not say there was like a weird side to AI? Like,
the dark side.
Is Elon Musk not come out and said we need to be
like, what are you talking about?
He basically said he's more worried about AI than anything else, so in terms of like the what's like threat to the world type of thing.
Oh yeah, the guys who did the experiment where they entered into some bot that and asked them to destroy the human race and take over the world, and the bot then started to research the most devastating attack on like humanity before, and it was like some atom bomb. I think I can't remember what, the SAR bomb. And then they found that, and then they've looked into like ways of obtaining how it's made and all that shit, and then they've like made links with people on like say Twitter that are interested and have like have cookies or whatever. They've looked at their cookies and seen that they're interested in things like weapons and stuff like that there, and like targeted like them people to try and like consume them and bring them in, like get this in their heads in. But it was interesting, like, but
it's also scary.
It's scary, like, but yeah, I feel like a lot of them people are going to be like, it's crazy people anyway.
Yeah, like
no one's going to take them seriously anyway, like.
Yeah.
So like, I think a normal person would know it's a computer talking to them. Yeah. So they're not going to be like,
you don't know why.
But that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I suppose the dangerous part is whenever it gets to a point whenever you can't tell the difference.
You think all the people that get scammed on them like text messages and shit as well, though?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? It's scary. It is scary. Like, I think it's, but then I do feel like it's a far way to go. Like, I think now it's sort of like a novelty thing. Everyone's sort of chatting about it, and then like, it's just so, but then you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, you don't know what the government's working on. You don't know what like all these big companies are working on. The Elon Musk thing with the chip is one. Like that's a bit.
What was that?
Like what you do? You know, like he's working on like. The
That's
new
fucking
airline.
sour now. Hey?
Well, the Guinness.
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I actually don't mind it.
Mine's went yellow.
Would you get a Neuralink
That's the thing that goes
in
into
your
your
head? Like?
head. What does it do? It does.
What? A Neuralink?
Well, it connects you to something, doesn't it?
You know the Elon Musk thing?
What does it
Oh,
do?
is it like online social media in your head, or
No,
No, man, that's weird.
have you
That is
seen? You can get
weird,
like a
man.
North Sense button, you too.
I'm really tempted. I am so tempted in the minute to get a button phone.
Actually.
I am so tempted
You're gonna
because,
start
like,
building an underground
like-
bunker and all.
no, like, just a button, not because I'm scared of anything. I'm just like, I'm so tempted to get it
Can't
because,
see the screen.
like,
too
these
far away.
these genuinely take up all your life. Like, I took a photo, like,
Oh, right, okay.
in a non-weird way. I took a photo of you two earlier on, right? And
Whenever you're in the changing room.
no, so we got our suits fitted earlier on, and then my sister messaged because she used to do like suit fittings and stuff, and she was like, "Did you get them two fitted?" And I was like, "Yeah, fine." And she was like, "Where are you at now?" And like, I took a picture used to in my living room.
Yeah.
Both of you are on your phones,
Yeah.
and that's just like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's just like when you actually sit there and look at that, you're like, "This is crazy."
Yeah.
Like, we are so addicted to the phones, like.
So
Like if you
unaware of what's happening.
if you pull up your average screen time, like what would it be?
Probably like
And like,
7 hours.
Yeah.
not to call you out, but like the other night we went to the shop and you were standing outside the shop waiting on him,
Yeah.
and your thing came up and said screen time. You've exceeded your amount of screen time for Instagram,
Yeah.
and you just put in your passcode and ignored it.
Yeah.
But what the heck's the point in having
I
the screen
know,
time
I've
on
had
that?
it on for ages now.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think like mine's been a lot less since I've actually been like doing stuff with the house and whatnot. But like, I actually do think like it's the first thing you do whenever you wake up.
I seen some guy in a podcast said he thinks like in 10 years or so, like people will look back on his phones and social media like they look at smoking.
I think they're.
I mean, we rely on social media to promote this podcast, so we rely on people
Yeah.
consuming. But like at the same time, it's crazy.
Pros and cons. Pros and cons.
Like, I know it's something so simple, but like I sent that picture to my sister and was like, "Oh, back in whatever, back in the house, safe and sound," or something like, and just laughed. And she was like, "Good to see everybody's talking." And I was like, "Oh my god, this
No
is
way.
crazy."
We do
Like-
a podcast. We talk enough.
I know.
Doing off fucking chatting shit.
Like, what is your average screen time?
Fuck,
6 hours.
Let's just expose it. Like.
It's probably pretty high. Like
How do you? We can just search screen time.
If you go,
can't we?
yeah,
mine's 5 hours.
daily average 3 hours and 24 minutes.
What about you?
6 hours and 19 minutes.
Oh my god.
Yours isn't too bad. Like
No, mine's not bad, but then I've got a lot better. Like my most used app is WhatsApp, 4 hours and 57 minutes.
Jesus.
I think
First
that's good.
used- My first used after pickup is Snapchat. For like that's the first one you usually go on to. I thought mine would be a lot of YouTube. Most used Instagram. I don't feel like I'm ever on Instagram.
lies.
It's the reels though. Like you don't feel like you're on Instagram. It's
Yeah.
like because I be
It's
sitting flicking through
disgusting.
Instagram reels. I find myself doing this, and you're flicking through them, and you're like, maybe click on a sound or something, and you're like, "Fuck! I thought I was on TikTok."
That's
Yeah.
mad, eh?
What's yours most used?
TikTok.
Yeah, my TikTok.
But it's
Three,
mad. Like
25.
there's one when you break it down into weeks. Total screen time 23 hours and 45 minutes. 26 hours.
What's the day?
21.
What's the
That's
day?
one full day of my week
You
wasted.
spent on your phone.
on social-
When you actually look at it, like, oh, that's so disgusting.
It's mad. Look.
Like there's
Holy
one
shit.
week.
Depressing me like this. Like.
8 hours and 52 minutes on TikTok.
But they're designed to the
Oh,
social
no.
media is they're designed to keep you on it, like to keep
Yeah.
you addicted. Like if you not watch that show on Netflix,
Yes. No, I know what one you're talking about on Netflix.
yeah,
How did you see all?
You just go settings screen time.
obviously.
How did you go back the week?
See,
Oh, you just
honestly,
scroll.
I like that
You just scroll, man.
Just fucking. Oh right.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it.
Fuck, yours is 6 hours 40 minutes.
That's mad, man.
It's
That is
generally
mad.
around
But I've
5
actually
minutes and 6.
I've done a wee look. See, I've done a wee a look into well paid jobs, but weird jobs in the UK.
Right, okay.
The AI I don't think can replace. So the first one at number 18 is a professional queuer. So you can queue. There's people who queue for like £20 an hour to
Seriously?
like stand in a queue for
What, to
you.
get like shoes and shit?
Yeah, for like shoes and iPhone launches and cinemas and all that there. Like if you were going to like the release of like you imagine, oh, just you're choking me. If you go back to like Avengers Endgame, you remember standing in the queue?
I remember taking photos in the cinema.
Yeah.
Because it was that busy. That's mad. Like that was mad. Like that was when you're like, this is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like I think you'll always look back on that and think,
I'm glad I was there.
yeah, that's amazing. Man.
There's also some hotels employ people to put on special hygienic sleep suits and act as a human hot water bottle for guests before they arrive. Now,
That'd be a bit weird.
I don't know about
someone was fucking lying in the bed. Like,
I don't know about you, but imagine you get into a hotel room and get into bed and it was warm. You would know someone's been in it.
What about just like a fucking electric blanket? Like?
Yeah.
What is
Is it that
Using
bad?
nitro
I choked on
surges? Like?
I've poisoned you all.
I choked on it.
There was an actual cool one. I would love to do this. You can get paid 20,000 a year. You all good? You can get paid 20,000 a year to be a water slide tester.
It's not
Nice.
bad, like.
That's good.
Do
Look.
you not get sick of it though?
What? No.
Testing water slides like every day.
You'd be going down the slide with no smile on your
You'd-
face. The
Yeah.
enjoyment would be like, oh, I've seen this turn before. They're the sort of boys who try on shorts and no boxers. Like.
He got up in the morning. You excited for work today? How long are you working today? 8 to 4. What are you doing? I'm testing this new slide out.
You come
I'm
out
under
and your
measures, aren't I?
skin is just all
Yeah.
wrinkly. Like.
There's a pet psychologist. So you can be a pet psychologist for like 24 grand a year.
You sat the bat down in the couch
Yep.
and be like, so tell me a bit about yourself.
Me and you actually talked about this the other day. A golf ball diver can earn up to 25 grand a
People
year.
doing this on TikTok. Apparently there's big money in it. Like.
Yeah.
You
Just
think of the
collect them
amount
and
of
resell
golf
them.
balls you'd sell? Like, what is it? 12 golf balls you could pay like 30 quid for? Like,
Is it? Fuck. Yeah,
So-
like you get good golf balls, like you wouldn't be getting shit ones in there, like if it's on a
Well, you'd be
course.
getting good golf balls,
Yeah.
So like the other day, me and you went to, where was it? Mazarine
was
Golf
it?
Club. Me and him played 18 holes at Mazarine Golf Club, and I pinged a ball. And no, sorry, this was at the Gall.
Right.
I remember I put my ball in the lake.
Yeah.
I pinged my ball straight in the lake. Then I grabbed his putter, which has the wee claw thing in the end of it. I was looking in the lake because I knew it went in the edge. There was like 5 balls just looking at me, and I was like, "Here, man, throw me over your putter." And he threw me. I got 5 balls.
Just go ahead and start somewhere.
Just literally
lifting them
like
out,
just
like.
easy, like. But I was actually playing.
Easy money.
I was actually playing around the golf yesterday, and a guy had a big extendable pole with a hook with a net in the end of it to retrieve balls.
That's the thing, like, what are you
There you
saying?
go.
Like, if you got 6 balls, it'd be 30 quid, would it?
There you go.
Surely you could find 6 balls in an hour. Like.
12.
Um,
What other jobs have you got?
so you can be a sewer flusher.
Right.
So you can work on
Sounds like a
sewers.
shit job.
Ew! One boys! You could be a sewer flusher for 45k a year.
Nice.
Not bad. You should love this. The Queen's Piper. You get double the national average minimum wage. All you have to do is play the bagpipes for 15 minutes at 9 a.m. every weekday outside the Queen's window.
Thank God that's not what I thought it was.
He'd be on a plate now.
Aye, the king though.
He wouldn't be piping the Queen anymore.
Oh!
Bro.
You could be a window cleaner for the Gherkin. The Gherkin is one of the most
yeah.
iconic buildings in London. With
Fuck, hey, that'd be a scary job.
7,429
Something
panes of
glass to clean.
glass. Needs a lot of maintenance. And whoever has to clean the windows has a tough job in their hands. The building stands 180 metres tall, and it takes 9 cleaners and 10 days to complete the job. 50k.
That's probably one of them jobs that once you get finished, it's like, right, boys, back to the top. I have to go again. Like.
Yeah, right enough.
Like,
Yeah.
if it takes 10 days, like, surely
You'd just be
probably needs to
clean. They'll just
Yeah.
be constantly cleaning the windows.
50k a year though.
That's nothing though. If you're living over in London as well, can you imagine that?
Yeah, fair.
Wouldn't be say that's too much.
I
Like.
know, but if you hop
So
on
that's a high risk job, like to be only
Yeah.
getting 15
Yeah.
grand. Fuck that, hey.
Higher London pay too, like, it's just...
That's what I mean.
You wouldn't put it by yourself.
More, actually.
As well as that, the number one on this Business Insider is Chief Listening Officer, 62k a year.
Right.
very prominent to what we were just talking about. Think you're the master of social media. Well, you could get paid more than nearly triple the average wage in the UK by just monitoring what people are saying about the brand you work for on Twitter, Facebook, and other types of social media platforms.
That'll be a job for us. I spend that much time on our fucking phones.
It's good, look.
I feel like that's a job AI could do handy enough. Like.
So 62k a year, and all you have to do is just monitor your brand's like social media platforms.
Yeah.
Good job.
Just get AI to do that.
Very, very nice.
Get that stage. It'll get that stage where like social, but then when you get mentioned in things, you get tagged. I suppose it's like when you're mentioning, you're not tagged. But like Twitter and stuff, and Facebook will probably start introducing stuff like that within the platform.
The business
analytics.
Yeah.
So I want to leave you with something, a discussionary topic before we end the podcast for today. We were talking last week about these like spawn of Andrew Tate's, these like Sigma males as you call them.
Yeah.
And next week we are releasing our relationship coach podcast.
Next week we're having a Sigma male on.
No, next week we're releasing our relationship coach podcast, which talks all about like
going on the podcast.
So, wanted to read you this thing. I was scrolling through relationship advice on Reddit.
Right.
And I came across this one post from this girl, and she said she's been going out with her boyfriend for 5 years, and her boyfriend is very against her wearing certain types of clothes.
Right.
So my style is pretty modest on the regular. I don't wear clothes that are revealing or anything like that because I prefer not to. I also come from a pretty strict household, so I'm not allowed to wear things that are revealing or considered too sexy. My boyfriend does not want me dressing. My boyfriend does not... No, hold on. My boyfriend does not allow me to wear dresses above my knees because he thinks guys will sexualize me. I'm not trying to wear mini dresses as he refers to them, but I like dresses above my knees because they don't bother me and I feel pretty because I really like my legs. They're my favourite part of my body. Anyways, we disagree about the dress lengths all the time, and he says I'm crossing his boundary on what he feels comfortable with me wearing. I don't know, but that just kind of rubs me the wrong way, and he says I'm being disrespectful towards him because I'm not considering from his perspective. I've been catcalled fully clothed before, so my mentality is that getting sexualized isn't something that I can control, and I want to live my life not bothered. I understand where he's coming from, kinda, but this rule that he's set on me makes me feel very restricted because I really do love dressing up. What's your thoughts?
I think he's a cock.
I think he's a cock too.
I think he's just insecure. Like,
yeah.
Like us is that.
I
think that's... If only you said to me about like...
Yeah.
Like I would be like, you're a cock. Like, like fuck off. What do you think?
What if I said what to you?
Like if you were like, oh, Aoife was looking to wear this out, and I was like, not a fucking chance.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, I get you now. I didn't know what you meant.
You're on your own planet here.
Too busy thinking about the Sour Guinness, but like, I just think like, where have we got to at the stage where I feel like we've went from like being really, I don't like the word woke, to now like it's almost a spawn of people just have come out of the woodwork and been like, do you know what? No.
Yeah, I think.
And I'm gonna go to the opposite extreme.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's just I don't get that. I think it's like an insecurity thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like he doesn't want other guys looking at her because he's worried that she'll leave him, type of thing. That's how I look at it. Like,
but like you'd said last week, the reason why that kind of sort of stood out to me was because we were talking last week about that Ethan Klein podcast where he was talking to like this Sigma male.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I don't allow my girlfriend to go out wearing like dressing like, you know,
a hoe.
Yeah. Ridiculous behaviour.
Yeah, I think he was saying like with that whole thing, it was basically like Ethan Klein just sort of ruined him. He was like, it's just an insecurity, and he was like, no, like I want that to be just for me. I don't know, like it's some people maybe are just like that. Maybe there's like women that don't, like I don't know, maybe that. But
like tell me this, is he not allowed to be insecure?
It's not that he's not allowed to be insecure, but
like
at the same time,
he's putting it onto her, like. Like saying you can't wear this, you can't wear that. Like it's like just talk to her and just be like, and then she'd be like, no, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an insecurity about what.
Well, how would you like it if it was put yourself in that situation and you were like, I don't know, like what advice wear that's like if you were going out wearing a really tight t-shirt or something,
that really made you look buff and flip and just And Aoife was like, get that off and get a baggy flipping blazer on.
I could, but like there's extremes to it too. Like,
Yeah.
like that's why. Like I wouldn't, like I'm not gonna go out in Belfast and wear no top out. Like,
Yeah. But then
Like,
there's the front of you're
you
naked.
know, like,
Do you know what I mean?
but you're not naked
Yeah.
though. Like,
Yeah. Fair.
you know, I think that would be disrespectful to her.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't do that. Like,
Yeah.
But is that...
like, and I wouldn't go out wearing like say a transparent top.
But
like,
let me ask
I
you
can
this.
understand that. Like I think people can push the boundary too. Like,
Is that...
Like-
Is that she would be insecure about what you're wearing or what your mentality was by wearing what you're wearing?
I don't think it would be that updated. It would just be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, fair.
Like, realistically,
But like we have a very modest culture
Yeah.
over here. Like to be fair, like
yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's a weird one to get into. It's like,
that's why I wanted to bring it up because I thought it was an interesting one. Because personally, for me, I wouldn't be like. I think I get where Shay's coming from. Where like it would take me to like I'm not an insecure person about my relationship, and I think like it would depend on the situation, but at the same time I don't feel like I would be like, you know, judge, jury and executioner of what made someone feel good. You know what I mean?
it's like, but like, why is it like, why are you wearing? Is he worried about her wearing this stuff because he thinks other guys are gonna chat her up?
I think
there's
it's
no
just
But
like
I heard that I can't quote it exactly, but it's such a great point that like boys aren't real. It's not the insecurity, and it's not that they don't want their girls going out wearing these things. They want to sort of keep it like to them because they know there's certain types of people out there that are out of their control.
Yeah.
And they're only like, say, your only way of protecting your girlfriend, say, in a way, is maybe to dress less provocatively or something, so these freaks don't fucking come out or whatever. Like.
I think though, as we've all been in long-term relationships ourselves, and we know what guys can be like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and it's one of them things where like, you know, you would like literally, you could like your girlfriend could dress up in a flipping massive bed sheet and like leave like nothing to imagination, and people would still look in a weird, like, do you know what I mean? You're always going to get that no matter what you wear or what you do, you know, because that's just the type of...
I think it's just trust as well. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, well, if you don't trust her to go out, it's like you shouldn't be with her. Like,
Mm.
do you know what I mean?
I suppose there's the opposite of it too. Like, what if she goes out dressed like fucking in a full, say, like costume of like, say she dressed up as fucking Elmo or something, like,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like that's
I think
like, there's two
you're-
ends
I
of
know,
the
but,
scale,
Like, there's
like-
talking it. Like, there's
Get that sexy elbow outfit on.
no, but like it's completely the opposite.
Well,
like
like,
there's
there's, like,
still gonna be like
cases where
what the
you're
fuck
gonna
you
be
doing,
like,
like?
what the fuck are you wearing? Like, you're
Yeah,
saying, if you have to
exactly,
walk
like.
out the house with no t-shirt on, your mom will be like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
But then
But
it's
then
like,
it's
where
like
do you draw the line? Like
I know, but
you
like
know.
what he's saying is like, your boy's telling her that she can't wear this stuff. Like that's completely different. Like.
yeah, no, he shouldn't be telling her like what she should wear or not. Like, but
I do get the point where you're coming from, where like there is obviously like we're taking this like little tiny little data and validating a whole bunch of other stuff, which I totally get where you're coming from, but at the same time I just think it's really weird that like we've got to this stage now where people are honestly like shifting to like just saying whatever they want, and like
yeah,
to me that's really toxic and really bad.
It's people believing that they're like that's the way it should be. Like,
Yeah.
it's the young guys maybe saying that, thinking, yeah, like when I have a girlfriend, like she's gonna wear what I tell her to wear. Like,
Yeah.
you know, how fucked is that? Like,
Yeah.
like it's like the way they go on. It's just like, and then it's the way they go on. It's like, oh, like if the girl's going out to the club and shit, like she's not gonna be with me. It's like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
then there's religions out there that don't allow stuff like that as well. Like,
it's just like,
and like
there's-
you're not gonna like talk bad about a religion because
No.
that's their beliefs. Like,
Mm.
but because it's under a belief system, you know, it's accepted.
there's so many different factors that plays into all this. Like,
Yeah.
that's why it's such a difficult discussion, because like you say, there's religions where like it's not allowed,
Where women are only allowed to show their eyes.
and then there's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Different strokes for different folks.
exactly, yeah.
And that leads us perfectly into next week, whenever we're having a relationship coach on, and she talks about all of the ways that you can, because that is a perfect example of conflict within the relationship, and how do you handle that? But we have Lisa McFarland on next week, who we
Yes,
discuss all this
sir.
stuff with. So if you're listening right now, share with your friends and family, because I'm really excited for this podcast to come out
Yeah.
next week.
It's a good one.
And
It's yummy.
I hope you enjoy. But anyway, here we'll go on.
Oh wait, should I play the story that I showed you the other day?
Would be away
The
on
Reddit
here.
story.
Yeah, go.
So, found this story on Reddit. I'm still on the topic of relationships.
Ooh.
Oh, you haven't heard this?
Yeah, that's
Oh, fuck.
What's this?
Right, listen to this.
Alright, so basically a guy and a woman. So I'm just gonna play it through. We don't do it, yeah, you actually. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just play it through the
play
mic.
through the mic, fuck.
But tell us what you think of this, Ross. Like, put yourself in this man's situation and give me what you would think.
Speaking of relationships, let's listen to this.
Alright.
It's a fetish you couldn't agree with your partner. So about a week ago, my wife told me she thought the idea of eating my booty hole was hot and she wanted to do it. I thought that was kind of weird, so I laughed and said, I guess we can try it. But I asked her what was too hot about it, and either some gentle prodding I got to the heart of the issue. She wanted to try eating my poop. I love my wife so much. We've been married for 6 years, have 2 beautiful children and a wonderful life together. I figured that I could at least try it even though the thought makes me squeamish. For her, she definitely does intimate things for me that don't really get her off, so I thought, what's the harm? Well, she took the kids to her mom's house yesterday and told me to shower. I showed up and she had a drink for me when I got out. I drank a couple more, then we went to the bathroom and got naked, and she laid in the tub and I crouched over her with my booty hole exposed. She started kissing and licking it while rubbing my rocket, which honestly was not unpleasant. Then it got a bit weird. She was moaning and playing with herself while eating my booty. Then she moaned, feed me, baby. I want your poop. I want it all. I tried to poop, but it was really weird and uncomfortable. Right as I started to feel it slipping out, I heard her moan, hell yes. Then she sucked a small piece of poop right out of my booty hole and started eating it. I felt so gross and uncomfortable that I honestly almost started crying. I watched the mother of my children and the woman I love suck a nugget of poop out of my butt and eat it. It was one of the most disgusting experiences of my life, and I need to talk to her because she texted me today that she wants to eat more of my special brownies and I haven't responded.
Does it not go on? That does go on. I think it does go on.
That was it. It ended. Did you hear that last bit? Eat my special brownies. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's to contemplate life.
The thing for me is, like, we were chatting about this the other night. Like, they've been married for 6 years.
Yeah.
They've got kids.
Yeah.
Could you imagine you've been married to someone 6 years? You've probably been with them, like, say 12 years, 20 years.
Spring this on you. Know?
And she turns around and it turns out she's a fucking fetish where she likes to eat your poo, you know? Like, you would be like, who are you? You actually look like
You're gonna be
you're
sick.
gonna be
Like,
sick.
the image that. That's seriously, and then to imagine they're like sitting at the dinner table someday and
I
they're eating like chocolate toast. Cheese all over her face, and he just gets flashbacks.
Your special brownies?
Yummy. Is it fucking good? Scrumptious.
What did you say? What did you say to that?
Oh, this lad. No.
What does he do there?
Fight a divorce.
Go! Run! Run for the hills!
Is that the
Take your flipping crappy ass and go
booty
somewhere.
do you divorce her, like?
Lad. No. There's a line, and that's just like, why did you even let me this? I'm gonna be thinking about that all night.
I don't know. I was just so. It's the way it's worded.
What deep dark part? What deep dark
The
part
mother
of
of my
her?
children.
The mother of my children. Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine. He's just
What's wrong?
the mother of my. That's the part he's most concerned about. Like he's like, I can't do this to her. Like that's
I think
disgusting.
there was more to that because he went on to say
Yeah,
like
go.
the second time.
Is there
No,
more?
no, no,
Get
no,
it off, get it
no,
off.
no. Here, everybody,
to play the whole thing
thank you
again.
thank you very much for listening to this week's episode. I'm so sorry about that.
Send in.
That's disgusting. That's not right. Fair. Different strokes for different folks.
Special brownies?
There we go.
Yummy yum.
I love that. I love that.
Right, boys and girls, good luck. See you next
Since
week.
when did this podcast turn out so bad?
Sweat the shit.